Hey everybody, it's Missy again. Thanks for joining me today. I'm back with a new layout for the Cocoa Vanilla Studio design team. And for this layout, I'm going to be using the Hello Sunshine collection. And some of my favorite pictures to scrap are beachy, sunny, pool type photos, and this collection is perfect. I've got some of the stickers, the die cut ephemera pack, some flare buttons, the puffy stickers, and all the papers. And so this paper jumped out at me right away, and I'm going to use this picture of me in Aruba, and I've got the beach behind me. It's just such a beautiful backdrop, and so I had to scrap this picture. I'm going to use this wood grain paper as my background, and this is the full bloom paper. There's some flowers on the back of it. And what I'm going to do is cut a big chunk of this solar flare paper and arrange it on the background so it looks like the sun rays are shooting out from behind my picture. And I wanted that to be a big focus of the layout. And I love that background wood grain paper because it reminds me of a sandy boardwalk. And to get at this little tiki bar where I'm sitting on the beach, we had to walk up a sandy boardwalk, and so it was perfect. So these floral die cuts are some of the Cocoa Vanilla exclusive cut files, and I just did a big sheet of white cardstock and I arranged all of these different sizes of these florals on the paper, and so I cut a bunch of them out at one time because they make excellent layering pieces, design pieces, and I'm going to use one of those as a layer on this layout. But I just want to get everything kind of situated to where I know I want it to go. I want this to be a light and airy type layout, but bright and sunny at the same time. So I pulled out some acrylic paint from my stash. This is just some Artist Loft acrylic paint, not very expensive, from Michaels. I think I got it on sale several months ago, and it was buy 2 tubes, get 1 free, something like that. So it wasn't that expensive. I'm just doing a light brush of the color. I want it to kind of peek to the right and the bottom of behind that sun rays paper, and I added some of the white to kind of lighten it up. I wanted it to be light. So I didn't add any gesso or anything like that, and I'm just using a dry brush to get that on. And then I'm going to come in and add a little bit of shimmers. This is Jenny B Blue Vibes, and I'm going to use the packaging technique just to kind of add some different shading. And I want it to kind of look watercolory around the edges because I want it to kind of look like the beach. The water is kind of splashing around, and since this is a beachy photo, I wanted it to resemble the water. So I'm just going to play around with this for a little bit and get that going. I'm going to add a different shade of blue. This is a lighter blue. This is another Shimmers. It's an Inklings. I believe this is called Me in Blue. And it's just going to add a little bit more of a lighter shade of blue, and it's going to add lots of shimmer. Because when it dries, it's very shimmery, and it's going to really look like the water is sparkling. And I love how that looks. I love how it looks like the water's just kind of splashing around underneath everything. And I want to make sure I get that just like I like it, so I'm going to keep adding some splatters here and there. And I knew that I wasn't going to be using a ton of wet medium, so like I said, I didn't add any gesso or anything. And my paper really didn't warp at all because it was minimal liquid on there. So it's all dry, and I'm going to start to work on the papers again. And I wanted to add some vellum. I think vellum, that's not vellum, that's tissue paper. Tissue paper and or vellum both kind of do the same thing. They soften things up, and I wanted to soften up the edges just a little bit and add some kind of an interesting layer of some sort behind that big piece. So I'm going to just fold this in kind of a wonky way and do some tearing and just add it as another subtle layering piece underneath that sun rays paper. And that's the one thing I like about tissue paper is you can fold it, you can cut it, you can tear it. And I like for the edges to be uneven. I don't like it to be just perfectly straight. So even though the sun rays paper is perfectly straight in a square, I kind of like other parts of it to be messy. And again, I've talked about organized chaos. I think that's how my brain works. Some things I like to be perfectly straight and in order, and then other things I like to be messy. I can't explain that. That's just how my brain works. So off camera, I did some stitching, and I did this with my sewing machine. It's hard to tell here, but it's shiny metallic gold, and I just straight stitched along each of the sun's rays, and I love how it makes it pop and adds that extra little bit of shine, because we are talking about sun here, and so it needs to be shiny. Now for my title, I wanted to go kind of subtle. And so I saw this cut apart piece. Actually, I'm going to use that piece too as a layer. I love this Hello Sunshine. I like that it was kind of a gradient, kind of like bright yellow to the darker orange. And so I'm going to do some fussy cutting and cut out all those words. And fussy cutting is something I enjoy doing, and I think it always winds up looking great. It just takes patience to do it. And these weren't too hard, didn't take too long. They're just letters, so it wasn't too intricate. So I've got all those cut out. I'm going to come back in with those later. I'm going to work on some more tissue paper layering behind my picture. And you can see that I just ripped a sheet off and just kind of manipulated it to fit behind my picture. Now I'm going to come in with some more layers. I'm going to use that beautiful orange and white polka dotted 12 by 12 paper as a layering piece. Because I feel like when I'm making a summery sunny page, you know, I've got lots of yellow and blue. I need some orange on there because it's just another one of those bright sunny colors. And then I'm going to start working on embellishing, and there are lots of gorgeous flowers in this collection. There's flowers on the paper, there's flowers on the stickers, there's flowers on the ephemera pack, and so I'm going to start to pull in some of those flowers from the ephemera die cut pack and just work on seeing what I like where. I want this to be kind of like the flowers are peeking out from behind the picture, because when I think of tropical beaches, you know, I think of the beach and the sand and the sun and the sky and the clouds and the water, but I also think of beautiful tropical flowers, and they are always so bright and so beautiful. And so I do a lot of fussy cutting here, and I don't make you watch all of that because fussy cutting, while it's fun to do, it's not fun to watch. It's kind of boring. So I'm going to fussy cut out this really pretty pink and red flower and use that as the predominant flower over there on the left, and I'm going to overlap it onto the photo because I don't feel like it's covering up too much of the picture. So I'm going to keep working. I'm going to work in some of the puffy stickers and try to figure out what I'm going to do with my title. I know it's going to be something along the lines of Hello Sunshine, and I like the way that looks, but I feel like it's a lot of yellow over there on the left, and sun doesn't really pop out that well, so I'm going to leave that be and just try to figure out what I'm going to do with it. Play around with some more of the die cuts, look at the stickers. I didn't want to cover up too much of those sun's rays because I like the way they look. I'm going to add some foam behind my picture there, and it's just going to give it a little bit of dimension. I tap my fingers a lot when I'm sort of at a crossroads of, okay, what do I do now? So when all else fails, fussy cut some flowers. And so I'm going to continue to do that and tuck them in here and there over there to the left. And don't forget the leaves. Plenty of cute little green leaves to cut as well. And there are also lots of leaves in the die cut pack. So I'm going to start to lightly tape down everything. And when I break out the glue, it's time to get serious because things are going to stay put. And I want my photo to be at an angle. I didn't want it to be perfectly straight. I'm going to start to glue down all of those fussy cut flowers. And I've got an orange one in there and that really pretty blue one. And then I decided to go back and work on the title. I really like the way this looked, the word sun, and I like that it's a scripty word. And so I'm going to use that instead of the sun that I fussy cut out before. So my title is going to be Hello Sunshine, and I like that I've got 3 different type of words. I've got 2 different scripts and then shine, and it breaks it up, you know, and it looks a little more subtle. It's not covering up too much of the sun's rays. And the hello is from the puffy stickers, and I think that is just so cute. I love that font. The puffy stickers are so cute. So I'm going to get all those letters glued down. And those clouds are so cute. I want to add those to the top since we are talking about a beachy, sunny, perfect day. We're going to have some clouds in there. So I'm going to work on those in a minute. I'm going to add in some thread. You know I like to add in my tangled thread. So I've got some bright blue. It's actually a light blue, but it's also bright at the same time. It matches the blue in the background. These are the woodies. They're like little wooden buttons, and they are adorable. I'm going to layer in one there over to the right, and then I'm going to layer one right there in the center of that photo. Of that flower. And I think it's the perfect fit. So I'm just looking around. I'm going to add another puffy sticker. That one says happy. And now I'm going to go and work on the clouds. I do want to give them a little bit of a lift, and so I add some foam underneath them. And it also makes them look a little more dimensional, which clouds always look puffy and dimensional in the real sky. And so I thought, let's give them some depth. I'm going to add a little bit of blue pops up at the top with the clouds using some of that same blue thread that I'm almost out of. I need to get some more. I use that one a lot. And this is just a subtle way to add some interest and some texture and some color. It's another one of my messy things. I like the messy factor that the tangled thread brings. And I don't know why. I've said that a million times. I don't really know why. I just like the way it looks. So I'm going to come in with another sheet of pattern paper. This is the Happy Days paper. And I'm going to fussy cut some of these little phrases out. And I love all the colors. I love the phrases. They're perfect for journaling. They're perfect for layering, embellishing. I'm just going to stick all those down. I've got an orange one, pink, yellow, and that light aqua color. And I did add some more of the fussy cut flowers over to the right of the picture, but I decided I needed something down at the bottom below those little phrase pieces, and so I do some more fussy cutting of smaller flowers and leaves, and I'm just going to add a little cluster down here at the bottom. It just seemed like there was a lot of open space down there. I ran that through my sewing machine and did a little bit more of the stitching through all of those phrases, and I used the blue thread to do that. And then one of the last things I'm going to do is add some gold splatters. And this is another Shimmers product. It's called Glorious Day, and it's a shimmery gold. And then I'm going to add a little bit more of the blue. The last thing I'm going to do is add in some journaling. I just talk about the beautiful day it was in Aruba on that beautiful, beautiful weekend, and how I wish that I was there now. Anyway, there's the final layout. I absolutely love how this turned out. The colors, oh, the picture. It makes me just want to be there again. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. It was a blast to put together. I really, really love how it turned out. So please let me know if you have any questions about anything, any of the techniques, the products. Make sure you visit the Cocoa Vanilla website and check out all the beautiful collections. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.